Today in the Archdiocese of Chicago was to be the ordination of 7 of my students to the priesthood. And sadly, like so many things in our church that have had to be put on hold, so too was their ordination. Just postponed, not canceled by any means, but we wait in joyful anticipation for the day when the Church of Chicago can gather as a whole and call forth from among her members these 7 great men who have answered the call of ordained service as priests to our local church. They really are a phenomenal group of men who I've been blessed to journey with in being on the faculty at Mundelein Seminary as a professor and as the director of liturgy in their formation program. I think, though, for all of us, though, reflecting on priesthood, not just the ordained, but really the baptismal priesthood that we all share, is to reflect on sacrifice, tied intimately to the priesthood of Jesus Christ is sacrifice. His very body and blood given over for us as the things, the elements, the bread and the wine that become his body and blood in the Eucharist for us. Whether ordained ministerially to the priesthood or sharing, as we all do, in the baptismal priesthood, sacrifice is so key to the life of discipleship. For the Lord calls us to leave behind so many things in so many different situations. Hopes and desires of a career that we thought we were meant to have, but then the Lord pulls on those heartstrings and sends us that discerning spirit, and we're led in a completely other direction. I know that's the story of my life as a disciple. That's what led me to formation, to seminary, to discerning the ministerial priesthood, and ultimately being ordained as a priest of Jesus Christ for this archdiocese. I had hopes to major in music, become a music teacher, okay, probably a pop star, let's be real, and do that for the rest of my life. But God had other plans. But in the midst of God's plan for my life, look what I get to do. Music is so intimately connected into the ministry that I extend with and for the people of God. Maybe today is a good day for us to reflect on sacrifice. Maybe those things that we have sacrificed to follow the call of the Lord to discipleship, whether that's in service to the church in ordained ministry, as would have happened in Chicago today for those 7 men, or service in the church in any way, or being of service in any way in our life. What have we sacrificed? What have we left behind? What have we dropped in those nets to give our lives to Christ? And maybe what are we afraid to sacrifice in order to give ourselves completely over to him? And when we do that, do we complain or do we give into an act of thanksgiving? Because we know that the Lord will never lead us to a place that won't bring us new life and growth and the needed metanoia, the needed change of heart that we need in our lives to grow as a disciple. I end with gratitude and thanksgiving because the hymn that I want to use for our musical reflection today would have been one that was sung at the ordination today. It's the hymn that was sung at my ordination. It's kind of the ordination hymn. It's a Te Deum. It's a blessing, a way of expressing our thanks to God. This is O God Beyond All Praising.
O God beyond all praising, we worship you today and sing the love amazing that songs cannot repay. For we can only wonder at every gift you send. upon your word. We honor and adore you, our great and mighty Lord. The flower of earthly splendor in time must surely die. Its fragile blooms surrender to you, the Lord Most High. But hidden from all nature, the eternal seed is sown, though small in mortal stature, to heaven's garden grown. For Christ, the man from heaven, from death has set us free, and we through him are given the final victory. Then hear, O gracious Savior, accept the love we bring, that we who know your face